The Washington Board of Accountancy is the governmental agency that initially qualifies and monitors the quality of CPAs and CPA firms in Washington. The Washington Board is the primary regulator in Washington of CPAs and CPA firms, and its rules and requirements take precedent over all other professional standards. Washington and AICPA ethics rules are not always the same, and often Washington rules are more restrictive than AICPA rules. It is your duty to understand both applicable professional standards on ethics and the Washington Board's rules and follow the more restrictive standard. Administrative rules in Washington are considered to have the force of the law they interpret. In the case of a conflict between Washington Board rules and other professional standards, Washington Board rules prevail. The Revised Code of Washington, or RCW, is the compilation of all permanent laws now in force. Chapter 1804 RCW is the Public Accountancy Act. A link to this law can be found by visiting the Washington Board's website at www.acb.wa.gov. The Washington Administrative Code, or WAC, is comprised of legislative, procedural, and interpretive rules written by administrative agencies and boards. Title IV WAC is Washington Board of Accountancy Rules. A link to the law can be found by visiting the Washington Board's website. The Washington Board creates and publishes policies. A link to these policies can be found by visiting the Washington Board's website. A CPA license is granted for a 3-year fiscal period, expiring on June 30th of the third calendar year following the calendar year of renewal. In order to renew your license, you must have completed the required credit hours of CPE by December 31st of the subsequent third calendar year. The Washington Board may verify, through audits, compliance with CPE and supporting documentation requirements. Renew your individual license through the Washington Board's online application system by April 30th to avoid the late fee. A completed renewal application must be submitted by June 30th to avoid your license being lapsed. If you lapse your license, you can no longer use the CPA title or any title that implies you are licensed as a CPA. An individual must complete a minimum of 120 CPE credit hours within the 3-year CPE reporting period, a 4-credit-hour Washington Board-approved ethics course, a minimum of 20 CPE credit hours during each calendar year included in the 3-year CPE reporting period, and completion of no more than 60 CPE credit hours in non-technical subject areas. A CPE reporting period is a calendar year time period beginning in the calendar year a credential is first issued by the Washington Board and ending on December 31st of the subsequent third calendar year. Washington-specific ethics is a required class of each Washington CPA. During each 3-year reporting period, after initial licensing, the Washington Board of Accountancy requires all individuals to complete 4 CPE hours in Washington ethics. The ethics course must be approved in advance by the Washington Board to qualify. Because some sponsors offer ethics courses not approved by the Washington Board, the Washington Board requires CPAs to disclose on their license renewals the course name, the instructor, and the date taken. You can find a link of qualifying Washington Board-approved ethics classes by visiting the Washington Board's website. It is recommended but not required that new Washington CPAs take a Washington Board-approved 4-hour ethics course in their first year after their license is issued. All individuals licensed in Washington must notify the Washington Board in writing within 30 days of any change of address. All individuals must respond in writing to Washington Board communications requesting a response. Your response must be made within 20 days of the date the Washington Board's communication is posted in the U.S. mail. The Public Accountancy Act, Washington Board of Accountancy, rules, policies, forms, and other information is available on the Washington Board's website at www.acb.wa.gov. Please contact the Board if you have any questions at customerservice@acb.wa.gov or by calling 360-753-2586.